Okay, we're live, right? All right. Hello, everyone. I am just taking the first few minutes, like my little hat, to set myself and orient myself and get my camera going. So there we go. Now, when you come in, just let me know by saying hi or show me a heart or something. I'll put a comment in because I've got 2 cameras going today. I have my computer on and I have my phone over here. Yay! Well, Holly, there you are. Angelic, my little hat. Hi, Emily. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Holly. So I couldn't find any angel halos or any of that stuff. Hi, Patricia. I went to the dollar store and I even was going to make some. And hi, Tammy. Oh my God, this guy walking around my backyard right now. The irrigation guy decided to come today. And I'm walking past my window with these on. Hi, Lena. Oh, Switzerland. Yay. Hello. Welcome from Canada. So anyways, I got my little things. I actually found a whole whack of these. I got these ones. And I got these ones. I'm into bobbleheads. I was showing my dad yesterday, telling him I had to do this live today and what I was planning. And he didn't laugh at me. I'm so surprised. Okay, I'm seeing comments on the screen there, but I'm not seeing anything on my messenger. Okay, work with me here because this is so different than doing my radio show. And I haven't done a live, oh my God, since December. I think I might have done another one. Hi, Kai. Yeah, so in the background, I don't know if you guys can hear this. I bought myself a birthday present yesterday because my birthday is Canada Day. So I'm going to be your Canadian angel today. Because like I said, I couldn't get any of the angel halos or angel wings. I know some of us had talked about getting some angel wings. And my daughter, of course, she doesn't have them anymore. She's like 14 now. And she always wrecked them, got holes in because they're done with nylons. And usually all year round, you can get these things for the kids, for the costumes and that. Not a store has any. So this is perfect because this is, June and we're coming up on Canada Day and I can't think of July the 4th. I know it's the American holiday. I can't spit it out right now. Hello, Caitlin. Yes, Kai, thank you. I know this guy wish you would go away from my backyard. Oh, well. Anyways, I bought myself, I think I needed another thing, this mister, right? You can put the essential oils and that in it. But it came with a remote. And if anybody knows me, I love gadgets. I love gadgets. It's so cool. It lights up. It lights up. It has, I don't know, I think like 8 different colors on it. And you can make them bright and dark. And it came with music with it. So I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's way across my kitchen. Thanks, Emily. Can anybody hear it? If not, that's okay, because it'll keep me calm down right now. Oh, this is too funny. Anyways, I have my bubble flags. Hold on, I have another set too. Those ones are pretty tall. These are so comfortable. You can hear it, Caitlin? That was a yes. Just put a heart or a like or something on the screen. Yeah. These ones don't work as well. I was going to put little angels on there. Oh. And then, here's another one. These are the first ones I found. I was gonna, there. Okay, outside. Gotta remember my right and my left are the opposite. I was gonna put little angels on there. So, maybe I'll do that for the next one. Okay, Amanda can hear music. It's not very loud, I don't think. Does it bother anybody? I'll turn it off. I just wanted to share it with you guys and bring myself down. Oh, yeah, I forgot that's a mudra. Everybody can do that when you're all excited and your energy's out of whack. I do that and I push it all the way down to the floor. You're deaf. I'm deaf half the time too. Okay, so these are kind of cute. Maybe I'll change them later. Okay, enough with the farting around. I think I've got everything. I hope everybody's got a glass of water. Thanks, Patricia. Hello, by the way. A glass of water, and yeah, just sit back and relax. And I'm gonna have fun with this. And sorry, just hold on just a second before I start. My daughter is at the door. Hold on. Well, apparently not. She's somewhere. She'll have to let herself in. Okay, so I am going to light a candle, and that so we can start. I've been doing some sistership circles lately, and they've been a lot of fun because I wanted to do circles, and I haven't really been doing them this past year. So, I know I'm going to be doing editing later. Hold on a sec. See, life gets in the way. All right. She's going to be quiet while she walks in the house. And good thing for editing, because we'll be editing this later. All right. I have a candle here, so I'm going to open this like I would do a circle. And make sure you put it in a bowl. I have a bowl and sand. Ask me how I know when you forget to do this, and you put it straight on the table. And I will light this. And I don't want to light. I keep my candles in the freezer, by the way, so it could still be frozen. So I am going to start this as if I'm starting a circle. And welcome, everybody. And thank you for joining me. So some of you may know me already. I was a radio show host with Angelic Realms Radio for 4 years. We actually had 2 or 3, we had 3, I think, different shows that we did. And I left back in the fall, and I'm going to be starting my own here shortly. I have mapped it out and figured out what I want to talk about and all that. So I'm just sharing a little bit with you right now. So my name is Pamela Jones, like I said, and I love to work with people to transform their energy, build their confidence, and show them how I do things, and to help you get through the tough things. And I'm also an energy medium and an angelic healer. And in addition to working with angels, I'm known online as Oceana Power. I am a quantum touch healer. I'm certified in Reiki and whole body relaxation massage, and a host of other certifications that I've taken over the years. Oh, I can't even count any anymore. I got my start in the metaphysical field about 8 years ago by learning reflexology, massage, aromatherapy, and Reiki, kind of by accident, as I was actually looking for some natural remedies to help my friends, my kids, my family, everybody. Then I moved on to learning about energy and how to move it, because some really cool stuff was going on with anybody that I worked on. Actually, you could feel something wild going on, and they were telling me that they were seeing things in their head, and so was I. And I thought it was just me. Even my son actually told me a couple of years ago, like, Mom, whenever you do a massage on me, like, I see stuff. I'm like, oh, so it works on you. And so I moved on to that. And it was just a natural progression to learn more about angels, mediumship, and tarot. And I've been helping people feel better about themselves ever since. And then, of course, I moved on to radio and doing these live streams, which they're really good, actually, because I just pretend that I am talking to friends that I've never met, or my close girlfriends, and I just make sure I don't swear. Sometimes So today, I want to teach you 3 things. And I'm going to first show you how to clear yourself with a crystal wand. And then second, I'm going to show you how I do it, actually, how I bring angels in around me. And third, I'm going to share with you about 15 ways, because I couldn't shorten the list. There's so many ways that you get messages from your angels. And I'm just going to check the comments for a second. Oh, what's the benefit? Yeah, of keeping candles in the freezer. Oh, I didn't know they didn't drip, Holly. Actually, I keep them in the freezer because they last longer. And I never used to use them very often. I used to think I'd buy them, but I used to be so scared of them and having house fires. That's why I have that bowl that I showed you. I also keep nylons in their nail polish lipstick. All my soap making supplies, I have actually a divider down my fridge. There's food on one side and there's my supplies on the other. And my freezer beside me here, it's mostly soap making supplies. I know I'm a little weird that way, but it makes the stuff last longer actually. And if I can't get to it, like soap supplies, they're there. I just thaw them out and they're ready to go. So the first thing I am going to show you, and that would be, I left my wand somewhere. Really good. Sam, go run up to the bathroom for me, please. Now I put it down. That was really good. I was doing this just beforehand. Can you go find my wand, please, my crystal wand? Either I put it over by that mister or up in the bathroom. I was walking around in the house anyways. So what I do with this crystal wand, it's a selenite crystal wand, and I roll it. I start at my feet, and I just go in a rolling motion, and I go from my feet all the way up, and I just think like clear, and I just push out the energy, and I just go around and around, outwards, okay, outwards, pushing it away, and I'll go all the way up to the top. Yes, and over my canvas legs. And I will do it down my back as far as I can reach, and then I'll put it in my other hand, and then I will roll again. I will roll away, and then I will, then to bring in the energy from the angels, I will do the same thing. I will start my front of my feet. Ah, she found it. I can't believe it. I've had it sitting here all day. Anyways, this is my selenite wand. Selenite one. So then after I've done that, I will go and roll it backwards, like in towards me. I start at my feet again, and I go all the way up, and I do this slowly, just slowly, and breathing in and out slowly, and not trying to remember, like just like counts of 4, in and out, nice and slow. Bring in the energy from the angels, and I'll go like this. And again, all the way up and all the way back over as far as I can go. And then I use the other hand, and I'll keep doing that, rolling that all in. And then I will just sit there and calm down and wait. Just wait. I'm just going to turn this music down a little bit because I'm not sure if it's too loud for you guys. Yeah. That is the coolest thing, I'm telling you. I'm going to be playing with that for a while. Also, I wanted to tell you this one here. So what I also do too is I leave it in my windowsill, and I let the sun and the moonlight cleanse it. You know, you've heard about cleansing yourself and cleansing your crystals and that. This one here is not like all the other crystals. I think there might be one more. But this one, you cannot get it wet. Most crystals, you can wash them under running water, like your kitchen tap. You can put it into salt, and what else? I think you can bury them outside. I think that's the other one too. So there's many things you can do, and putting them in the windowsill under the moonlight and in the sunlight. That's all you need to do with this one, because they actually erode. You can make elixirs with these, which I did, and I might show you a video one day of how I did that. So I've shown you that. And I told you about that. So that's a good one. I love this crystal so much. I also use it because the point on here, I use it to beam negative energy away from me, and then to bring positive energy into me. And also when I'm doing this, if I'm working on somebody or just working like by healing, doing distance, like on family members, because family members I don't have to ask them or whatever to you know, have permission in that. So I will actually just send out energy and love and healing in that, and just sit there in that thought, because you just need the intention to do pretty well anything. I have found any of the metaphysical stuff, it's your intention that does everything. Let me see the comments for a second. Alina, did you have a question? Does selenite work better than any other crystals? They have, I want to say, a lower vibration. They're kind of like, I want to say like they're balanced. Okay, they're not really high, they're not really low. They're just kind of in between, but they're high, because they're high enough that they're supposed to like reach the angels, that vibration. Okay, and Caitlin, selenite is great for clearing and renewing energy. Yeah, definitely. That one I use the most. And Amanda, I mean, it just depends on what purpose you want to use a crystal for. Selenite is good for clearing energy, sending energy somewhere, and charging energy. Yeah, definitely. I haven't used it in a while, and it was sitting, I keep it by my bed on my bookshelf. I keep a few of them there. So I let it do its job while I'm sleeping. And I just charge it, you know, like I said, in the window, and it's there when I need it. You know, I've always got it charged for me. What else I was going to show you? Actually, you can find out. I'm going to recommend a book here. I kept some beside me. Got the Crystal Bible. I finally got a Crystal Bible. I've had the second book, and I think maybe the third book, but this is the one that shows you about all the basics or whatever. And it's a really common crystal that you can get. I also have another one that's about this tall, and I can't remember now. It can sit on a little pedestal. It's not a wand. You can see them in the stores. They're really readily available. Welcome, Lena. Amanda says it is also a self-cleansing crystal and clear other crystal if you get a plate of selenite and can set other crystals on it. Yes, I've done that too. So the second cool thing I want to tell you about, I'm keeping it simple today because I was thinking of so many things to tell you guys and teach you today that I had to really narrow it down. And I thought, you know what, just simple is the best, especially if you're just starting, or, you know, for reminders and that today. So the second cool thing I'm going to tell you about is how I bring the angels in around me. I start with a shower each morning. I know you're not supposed to because your hair gets dried out, you get dried out, but I'm one of those people that I have to have that shower every day, because when I get up, I have to wash and cleanse my aura. I never realized I was doing that, but I just, you know, until a few years ago, but I just have to start like fresh every day and wash off any of the negativity or any of that stuff, like, you know, goes on in day-to-day life, anything you've brought in, or, you know, dreams, negativity. So what I do is I start with a shower in the morning to cleanse off my aura, like I said, and I just stand there. I just stand there with my eyes closed, make sure I don't fall over either, because, you know, when you get older, you kind of lose your balance. Not that old though either, by the way. But I do that, close my eyes, and I actually just stand there and ask for the angels. I don't name them, not usually. I just usually, I think of them as a collective, that the right angel is going to come in when I need it, or you need it, or anybody else. So I will just say, angels come in, you know, from up above, and that I'll stand there like this, and I will just go like that while the shower is going down over my head, washing everything down the drain and away from me. So it makes room for the angels and their energy to come in while everything else is being pushed down the drain. Kind of like flushing the toilet. You know, you've heard of things, you know, write things down on the toilet, rip it up, put it in the paper, and wash it away. So I'll do that, and I may say a quick blessing. I will ask them to come in and protect me and my family, and a quick blessing for any situations that are going on, like, angels, please keep so-and-so close, or please step in between me and maybe somebody I'm having a problem with, or I'm angry with even, you know, and I forget to do this. I'm human. Hi, Lynn. And I forget. And this has actually been really great for me to do the workshop, because I'm remembering so many things. You know, there's just a few things maybe that I will remember each day to do, but remembered, oh my God, there's so many things. I got to narrow it down for you guys. So call them in, say, angels, please keep, me and my daughter, close at hand. Please protect her, while she goes to school. Or my older children who don't live at home because they're all adults now. It's like, please protect them while they're driving. Like when they tell me they're going on a long trip somewhere, I'll work on that for a few minutes in the shower and then, throughout the day. But then I know that while that shower is rinsing me off, I feel different. I feel calmer, and sometimes I question, or I used to anyways. So you get into the practice of doing it each day, I feel a difference. You feel it inside, you feel it in your arms, your shoulders. I feel it like a big hug on that. So, and then I just say thank you. I just keep it really quick. A lot of times it's just in my head. I don't even really say anything out loud. And then let's see. Lena says, I use my Himalayan salt lamp to cleanse my, that's a good idea. I've got a few of those lamps and I really notice a difference in my living room. I've got 2 of them in there. I've got one in my bedroom that has a bunch of little rocks in it with lights underneath. And I tried this actually, I finally tried it a few months ago, that I turned it on. And it felt yucky in the house. We always got stuff going on, stuff all over the place. So I turned it on and went out for a couple of hours. And I came back and I thought, it feels different in here. I don't always take notice. But, you do naturally take notice, but I don't consciously take notice of it. But I came home, it feels really nice in here, and I just wanted to take off my coat, and get comfortable for the evening and that without any extra vibration that was going like this. And I left the lights. I'm going, wow, this really works. So I keep doing it. And it's just, and they're huge. They're like this. And there's a ton of uses for them because they change the ions in the air from positive to negative for once you actually want negative and not around you. So let's see if there's any more questions. If I missed a question or anything, just pop it back in there again, because I don't think this is letting me scroll back and forth. And I don't know. Is that music too loud for you guys? Let me know. Oh, this is so cool. We're going to have so much fun. Okay, I've turned it down a little bit. And so along with that, I want to let you know also that Archangel Michael means he who is like God. And what he does, he releases us from doubts and fears. He protects us. He clears away negativity. And you can recognize him because he carries a shield and a sword. But I wanted to tell you a story, actually, excuse me, of how I knew. It was probably not the first time that I really knew that there was angels around me. And I didn't tell anybody about this for a while because I thought they'd all think I'm nuts. But I started actually hearing stories from other people. I'm like, okay, so other people, even guys that are bikers, don't go to church, people from all walks of life. I'm hearing stories from them. Okay, so I started sharing it. One day, I actually got so fed up with one of the neighbors on the block here. My kids were just big enough that they could go ride their bikes out on the road and that back and forth. And on our corner, people don't always stop. At the stop sign, they just boot it. And I know I'm kind of guilty because my parking spot's like right there. So I just turn. But there was this guy in the next block, and he used to race his 4x4. He had an anger problem in that, and he would just get in the vehicle and start yelling and screaming at his girlfriend and that, and he would just boot it, step on it. And my kids were out there a few times. I thought, oh my God, one of these days he is going to hit them or somebody else. Well, one day that he did it, my kids were already in my van. I had a friend with me and that sitting in there. I was getting in, and he did it one more time. Like, this is it. I'm done. I'm saying something. I got back out of my vehicle, and when he went by again, I yelled at him. Well, I got his attention. He could hear me over the roar and that, and he was still like this. So he started mouthing back, and he turned around. He turned, and he went down the road some more. I heard him 2 blocks away, still with his vehicle. He was so loud. Turned around and came back, and he was yelling and screaming and swearing about stuff. And that's when I got out of the van. And I just walked down the middle of the road towards him, and I just started back at him. I wasn't yelling at him, but I just like, no, this is it. And as I was walking, I felt something behind me. Like just, it was like something big and tall was behind me, and I could feel something down my arms. And I just kept walking towards him, and he was driving right to me. And I just looked at him and says, "You're not going to hit me." He goes, "I'm going to run you down." And I just went, "No, you're not. No, you are not." And he kept mouthing off about women and everything else. He says, "Yeah, I see you've got an anger problem towards women, but this isn't it right now. Like, you're not going to do this in front of my kids." And he stopped. He actually stopped a little ways away from me. And then he was up, mouthing at me. And I'm standing my ground. And the whole time, I felt this warmth over me. I felt this masculine presence. And afterwards, though, he said, "I'll calm down." And he took off on his way because I stood there until he left. I went to the police station and that, because I'm going, "Oh my God, I better go tell them that." I couldn't stop shaking after that. I was totally fine before that, but the adrenaline going, and when I came down, I was like, I couldn't get over the feeling of what it all had just happened, like from adrenaline. And then also that I had the guts to stand there and face this guy down when he had a weapon that he could have just ran me down in front of my kids. And I've never forgotten that day. So I always share this story with people now. But that's how you feel them. It felt warm. It felt like an arm on each side of me, giving me a hug from behind. And it was just, I felt this rising up from, I guess, like base of my feet from the ground, and that all the way up my back and up to my head. And something was just getting bigger and bigger behind me. And it was like, "I've got your back." That's all I could hear in that. I've got your back. So that is one way that the angels are going to step in. You can call them in, but you don't always have to. Like they have to be asked. But when there's a dangerous situation going on, you don't need to ask. They're going to step in, and usually it's Archangel Michael. Like I said, he who is like God, and he's got the sword and the shield. So I just wanted to share that with everyone, that it happens. I mean, we've heard of car accidents. We've heard of fantastic accidents. Things, people go up the mountain, they go hiking, they get lost, they get cold, and was hypothermia and stuff like that. And they make it back out, and it's like, oh my God, how did they? They should have been dead, or like the car accidents and that. Lynn, yeah, thank you. So yeah, it is amazing. And I know I've got other stories too from when I was a kid. I just didn't realize. I knew there were angels and that. And you felt it, yeah. And that's why when I had shared it with a couple of people, and then I actually had people, I had a fellow I haven't seen in several years in the grocery store a few weeks ago. He started sharing the same kind of story with me. And I've had other people do that. And even with the radio show, and it's like, okay, other people have had this happen too. So this is real, And it's nice to know when other people have had similar situations happen, and you're not crazy either, especially with that top on your head. So that was my story for you, and I'm sure I've got lots of them. I always have stories. My third cool thing I want to share with you is ways you get messages from your angels. One is you get a gut feeling, like it's a good gut feeling, like it's a knowing. It's not when you get, your stomach's all like butterflies and everything else, like, or you feel like sick, like it's not usually like that unless it's like a warning thing. Usually it's a gut feeling. You just know. Another one is shivers down your back. We've all felt that. I know when we talked on the radio show, it was so cool because we had so many people around the world coming together, and that not just people that I know, in person and that, but other people get like goosebumps too on their arms. Like it's just when you're getting a message for something, and all of a sudden you get those goosebumps, and it's like, oh wow, I'm sure you guys have all had them too. Another way is you hear a positive voice with a message, just something that comes in. And to know the difference when you hear voices in your head, if it's ego or if it's a voice giving you like that message, it's always something positive, like, we can do this, or you can do this. It's not, that other voice in your head says, you can't do this. What do you think you're doing? Those are blocks. That's your ego talking. That's something talking you out of it. Yeah, I've gotten lots of goosebumps too. Some people get them, and I don't think, sometimes people don't, but when you get them, you know it. Another one is you smell something, like a familiar scent. You could smell somebody's perfume, or you could just smell, I'm going to use my daughter for example, right? When she's not around, and if I'm wondering about her or worrying about her, or something's going on, and before she phones or texts me, I might get a scent from her. I might also get a picture in my head too, like something's up, right? And we do that as parents too, but it's really right at the right time. Right at the right time. And then an earth angel, okay? Another person might deliver the information directly to you. Like, I've been in the grocery store, and if you're going through something, or something's on your mind or whatever, sometimes just the right person comes up. You've never seen them before, and we live in a small town, so you come across people that you get familiar with, even if you don't know their names and that. But you come across somebody who just happens to have the right information for you, or just says the right phrase in a conversation. It could be, besides, could you reach those tomatoes for me, or something like that in the grocery store. There's a conversation that goes on, and I'm sure we've all had them, and it's pretty cool when you have that. So just know that it's an angel, it's a human angel, or an angel that has stepped in to pass that message along for you, like a reinforcement too. And then you find yourself giving advice to another person and realize that is exactly the advice you yourself needed to hear. That goes on so much when I do tarot readings, or even mediumship, any kind of readings too that I'll come up with, even in a conversation with my girlfriends. And they, if I don't say something back to myself, or if I haven't figured out a problem, I know a couple of them, they'll be telling me information that I've told them sometimes too. And it's, I need to, hear that information again, but for myself. So that's one way. And then deja vu, getting things, you've done something already, you've been there, you've done that. I get those every once in a while. I started getting those again lately. I actually had a deja vu one time. I used to mud race years ago. Pre-children, no, I had a few, but I had only one child at that point, so we could still mud race. And I remember we were at this, it was a mud pit that we built. It was at, not a coliseum, but it was an outdoor racetrack and that already. And I was sitting up in the stands, and my husband used to build the monster trucks. A friend of ours had one of those really big ones, kind of like the grave digger, how big that is. And it was his turn to race against somebody else. And he got off the start line, and then he was about halfway through. All of a sudden, I had to close my eyes like this. And I went, I can't watch. And I'm not usually too sensitive to stuff, but it's just like, I went, I've seen this already. I know how this ends. And sure enough, his hood on his truck went up in the air, so he couldn't see where he was going. And I'm sure he had to look between, the hood, the little bit of an opening there. And he didn't go all the way to the end of the mud pit. He actually bounced out of it and towards the wall that was there, and bounced off of that. Thank God it was high enough. We have to wear helmets and seatbelts, the whole 9 yards. And he hit that. I think there was some haystacks that were there too for a boundary and protection. And then he bounced over. It was all still upright, because I like this, and I caught just the end of it. I went, oh my God. And I had like funny feeling in my stomach and that too. And thank God it ended the way it did, because I don't think I could have handled watching that, and yeah, I forgot about that until just now when I was telling you guys that. That's amazing. And I'm just going to see what Lena Gut feelings, shivers, and goosebumps. I get that all the time, but never thought it could be something sent from angels. Yeah, it can be. It's also, like a warning sign for you, though, too. And so when you get the gut feelings, when you get that awful feeling in there, it's like, no, don't do that. So some of it's intuition, some of it is the angels. Depends, what's going on at the time. Everybody's different, though, too. But you're getting a combination of all of them. Oh, I would imagine that is from the angels. And you got deja vu. Let's see. A series of unmistakable repeating symbols or signs like number sequences. Number sequences, I always forget what they mean because I'm just not into numerology, so don't ask me any questions on that. But I do know that when you see them over and over and over, that they're like screaming out at you. Okay, you missed it the first time. Okay, the second time. By the third time, I'm like, yeah, okay, I gotcha. There's actually an address that I always happen to look up at on my way home when I'm out of town, and it's 4441. This sign doesn't even stand out. It's just a white sign with the black numbers and that. And there's nothing special, going on with the sign. It's not bright or anything. And I always happen to look up one. Now I just go, I gotcha. I know you got my back, and I just say it in my head, like, thank you, and that. And it's also, it actually makes me feel good when I'm on the road, because I had an accident just past there years ago. I went off into a orchard. I'm thinking wine because it's wine country around here. But I went off into an orchard when my two youngest ones were really small. Sam was 3 and Avery was just a baby. He was only a few weeks old and that. So it's like, I always think about that, and it reminds me when I see that sign, like, okay, everything's going to be okay. So you get the repeating symbols. Any of these things that I'm telling you about, any of these messages or symbols or signs that you get, when you get them and they are repeating over and over again, like I said, it's like, hey, we sent it to you once, okay, twice, and then, the third time. Sometimes you need more, too, when you're not paying attention. And it's going to be kind of quiet, like the sign is going to be kind of like small. And then the next time it gets bigger. It's like, hey, wake up, open your eyes. So I had to learn that. So now when I do get signs, I usually catch them all. And not, unless I'm just putting everything out of my mind for a while, like if I'm dealing with family stuff or anything like that, that's really got my mind focused on it. But I've learned that these things are there for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, right? The saying, it's not really a cliche, it really does happen. And I am grateful for it, because that is actually one of the things that got me into metaphysical stuff even more. So I kept going, something keeps happening. I get a thought in my head, or I just saw a sign for that, or symbol, or hey, So I started investigating this more. So that really brought me down this path, like I think a lot of us, that we want to know more. We want to know more, and we want to know more. So that's what I'm doing. I still want to know more. But I go back to the basics every once in a while, because it's good to remember just the basic things. We don't necessarily have to know everything and anything that's out there. Just know and trust, that they're there. And another one I would tell you, dimes or pennies. I've added that onto this list because I know a lot of us know this, some of us don't, but dimes being left or pennies, my stepmom used to tell me that dimes would be left, and she knew it was her father. I think they had an agreement in that. So that was the first time that I had heard about that. And I've heard pennies, people, when they see pennies, which are getting to be rare now, because in Canada, we don't have them anymore. And it's not part of the currency, so it's pretty cool when you do see a penny lying on the ground, or sometimes I find them around the house if my son hasn't collected them and cashed them in for me. So there's that, and then there's birds. Different birds have different meanings. I don't know what they all are. Like I said, there's so much to learn. I try to keep things back to simple again, because some days there's just too much going on. So if I see birds, like we have doves though out here, that's one of them. The doves, somebody had a wedding years ago, and they let doves go. So they multiplied around here. And we've got a couple over here on the telephone pole, just outside my place, that when I got to walk up to the window, of course, to find them. And it's pretty cool because when when I'm feeling down or I'm upset about something and I don't know what the answer is, and I've learned, if you wait it out, forget about it, push it off the side, carry on, bless it, send it to the side. I'll say, show me, angels, please show me the doves, bring the doves back for me. And it's pretty cool because then they come out. Sometimes there's like 8 to 12 of them out there on that telephone pole. Lately, there's only been 2. So I will actually, say, can you show me like 2 of them? Because they're usually in pairs. So show me 2. Show me all of them today. I really need to see a sign. So that's one of my favorite ones. And then butterflies, that's another one. I actually, a few days ago, I'm bringing this up because a few days ago, there was a butterfly out in the backyard. And I don't see them up very often around here. There was one in the backyard. I go out the front door, and it was out there, and it was just hanging around. And then I came back in, looking at it, noticing it. Came back in, I went to my kitchen sink, and then that's where the window is that I can see out back. And I saw it again. I'm going, nah, really? I went, no, okay, trust the process, right? And I'm going, but it's just one, and it's a yellow one, really beautiful. I'm like, okay. And this went on all day long. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I got it. You're around. Good. And so I really need you right now. So then I told you about the goosebumps. Oh, and then sparkles. I'm surprised, like when I looked these up online just to see what kind of lists people have in that. You see sparkles of light, that they're just like blinking or flashing, that you get in the corners of your eyes. You think you saw something when you're looking away. That's angels. I see them blue lights, purple, and kind of like a pinky colored light, sometimes like a yellow one, and they just they zip by. It's like when you've got your eyes closed, you're in a dark room, and you see a little bit of light. That's the angels just letting you know that they're there. I never knew this before until a few years ago, and it was really cool because a friend of mine had asked me about it, so I told her about seeing the lights. But even when you're awake, it doesn't have to be in the dark or anything, and they come when you're least expecting it. Any of these signs, when you're least expecting it. So the sparkle one, I've actually not had that happen lately, but it's pretty cool. Oh, you have. My daughter says she has. So there you go. Somebody's looking over you because you really need it right now. She's a teenager. Lena says, I'm understanding some things differently now. Good. I hope I'm helping everybody. I've got one last message, and of course it's feathers, and it's been left off of so many lists. So I was thinking today I should actually write this list up. So when you sign up for my email a little later on when I tell you about some more stuff, I think I'm going to put a list in there of all these 15 things that I've talked about. I think that's really cool. Feathers, you'll see them out there. I've got a bird feeder out there, so right now it's kind of like obvious, like, okay, they're sitting there in the tree that, they're losing feathers. But sometimes when that bird feeder isn't there in the wintertime, all of a sudden there will be a feather left on the ground. Or I found one actually a little while ago in my Jeep, and I forgot actually, it was from the summertime when I had the roof off of it. One just was in my cup holder. I thought, that is so cool. Oh, thank you, Lena. I really want to help people to understand things. I like doing all kinds of stuff. Like I get into the herbology and aromatherapy, essential oils, you name it. And I really like doing the angel stuff because it's fun. Simple as that. It's fun. And we all need to know somebody's got our back. Thanks, Wally. I know, well, Holly's got my back. You do. We all need to. I mean, some of us don't have parents. Some of us do. My father's older. My mom's getting older. And I'm lucky to have them. I have 2 step-parents that have passed away. And I can tell when they're around, but that's more mediumship stuff. So it's really cool when we can get together like this and just know that there's other people out there that are looking for the same things or have the same questions, have the same experiences. It's just so much fun. And this really takes away from my day-to-day seriousness in life, because I was realizing the other day, I have been way too serious for the past, well, I know for a year anyways. I've gone through so much. And while I'm going through things, I transform. And I ask myself, like, I was in a lot of pain a few months ago. Some of you may know. I kept asking myself, what is the lesson? What is the lesson? As soon as I figure out what the lesson is, the pain will go away. And it did. And I've got just a little tiny bit, but it tells me when I'm too stressed out. So there's a lesson in everything. We are here to teach each other. We are here to learn from each other. And I love learning. And I'm doing this live today to get my face out there again. Like I said, it's different than the radio show, but it makes me laugh. Like, ask my kid, I hardly ever laugh at home. And then I'm usually like, you need to do this, you need to do that. But when I know I'm going to be doing something like this, where I'm talking to other people, either my age, younger, older, whatever, we have a common bond. We want to learn. Thank you, Wahali. We want to learn and we want to teach. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to want to be a teacher. I used to have my own little library book thing going in my walk-in closet. I used to put, those little pockets. Long time ago. They used to have those pockets with the card in them. You used to put your name on. I had all of that in there. And every little kid, I think, wanted to be a teacher, a nurse. The boys wanted to be the fireman, all that. And I put that aside for a long time. And when I had kids, you're a teacher. You don't realize it, but all those books tell you. And you do. You're the parent. You're their first teacher. You don't realize it. You're teaching them to tie their shoes, and on and on. A lot of you are parents, I'm sure you know. So after, you teach them all that stuff and you get through those teenage years, then you want to teach the kids more stuff. My kids, they're slowly asking me stuff. Like, the kids know about pendulums and that. So that's another one I'm going to do one of these days. I'm going to make a video. I know a couple of people are still waiting for my video, but we just learn, and I love teaching it. And I was going to share a couple of books with you. There is, I tried finding it before we started, but I have this book. I got it from the secondhand shop. We have this awesome secondhand shop in this town called Penticton, which is the next one. Paul, I'm talking about teaching your dog to tie his shoes. Good, tie his shoes. Wait, no, tie your shoes. Yeah, I wish mine would do that too. Anyways, this book, and if I find it the next day or so, because it's probably by my bed, under my bed, or whatever, because I always take these things to bed with me. And all the things that I can't find, they're usually in my room. Like my dad's car keys, or whatever, house keys, and that I couldn't find. They were in my room. It's a book about angels. I don't know how many thousands of angels that are named. There is one for everything, things that you would never even thought of. Usually I think of them as a collective, and the right one, like I said earlier, will be the one that comes in. Like, there's parking angels. You got to try this one. I'll tell you about that in a minute. How to Hear Your Angels, Doreen Virtue. I know people are slamming her. They're with her still, or they're against her. She's written some really good stuff. Go back and read them if you've got the books. You can go on Kindle and get them. Go to the secondhand stores. Angel Dictionary. Yeah, I've got one of those too. I've got all kinds of these books, but like I said, I can only find a few of them, and some of them you guys have already seen. Some of them are the Doreen Virtue ones. But I found this one. It fell off the bookshelf. Okay, that's another sign too. The angels are with you. Things will fall off a bookshelf, a ledge, or whatever. Things will pop out when you need the message, or you need it. This one here, I don't know, it's glittery, so I don't know if you can see it. It's 44 Ways to Talk to Your Angels. And I picked this up at Chapters Bookstore up in Kelowna, so that's Canada. I think I think Chapters actually started in the States. So you can find it there. I'm sure you can find it online anywhere. I should probably do an affiliate. This book is so awesome. I was trying to find things and keep this simple, and I found so many ideas in here. No, we're going to do classes on this one, okay? I've got another one that's Create with the Angels. I picked that up at the secondhand store. So go find the secondhand store. Yeah, Wally. that cover is so cool. This is actually, you can feel it. It's puffed up like 3D. It's just a little book. It's Connect with the Angels, Love and Healing, and it's by Liz Dean and Jane Wallace, just in case you wanted to know. And if you want, I'll type it in later. And then the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall that I showed you. Yeah, Lynn, I love when it happens too. I had it happen so many times. I've actually had it when I needed to go to court cases and stuff. If you guys have followed my radio show or any of my posts before, when I do actually show stuff, I tell about that, and it's really personal. I'm actually, sorry, I'm actually able to finally talk about it. I know in a couple of the groups, people know me, they know I've shared it, and it's been about 20 years, so I'm going to share a bit more about that and how it's affected my family. But information just landed. Like, I phoned the right people, or they told me about the right people for lawyers or ombudsmen, MLAs, people in parliament, like politics and stuff like that. And I just went bang, 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 bang. It took quite a while, though, to get through what I had to go through. The information was there. And it's like, that was another time that I knew there's something out there. Like, there's something more and more powerful. And I just kept going, wow, how did I get this information? Like, how come other people are going through the same things or something similar and they're not getting this information? I think maybe their brains weren't open to it to correct what they were doing, because some of them, they really needed to correct what they were doing, and not, especially when you go in a courthouse and you're getting things pointed out to you. So yeah, Marlene says, yes, Doreen Virtue's old books are still very, very good, and yes, they will fall and pop out just like tarot cards. Oh yes. Then you know for sure that it's an important message. Love your music. Thank you, Marlene. I didn't know if you guys could still hear it. And actually, you know what? That has really helped to keep me calm down instead of me finding a YouTube video to do this. So I wanted to recap what you guys have learned. I showed you how to clear yourself with a crystal and how to really simply bring angels in around you. You don't have to do all this fancy stuff, because I was going to show you something, and I was trying to look to other people to see what they do. And I thought, I should really just be focused on, how do I do it? I try to keep things simple. I'm always on the run. I'm always on the fly. You could sit in your car and do it. You can, you're waiting in the car for somebody in the bank or shopping or whatever, and just do it then. It doesn't have to be a really long process. You can do those. And they do help too, but a lot of us are so short on time. Like I said, I've still got 2 kids at home, and I run here, I run there, and do a million things. It's like the thoughts just go through my head. Okay, or I visualize it. I just visualize giving somebody a blessing also. And that, then the third thing I told you, it feels like a million almost, but I know there's millions more ways to get messages from your angels. And I'm just going to check here. Let's see. Marlene, I read. Lena, Doreen Virtue's not myself. You know what? I never even heard of her until somebody was talking about her a few years ago, and I found her cards and that. So that's, I think her book, one of her books was the first one that I picked up, along with 2 sets of an oracle deck, the one by Denise Lynn, and then I picked up the basic oracle, tarot deck, sorry. And that's when I found out about Doreen Virtue. And I probably had heard about her before. She's got, her writing is actually really good. I mean, I thought it was so simple in that. I'm going, she's not using big words. She's really simple. The books, you could read them in an evening. And that's where I got my start on finding out about a lot of stuff. But I wanted to know more. I wanted to know, okay, this woman's got the market on everything, and she's written so many books. And I know people had started saying she's written the same things over and over, or her tarot cards, oracle cards, she was pumping them out and they're the same thing over and over. The artwork is so beautiful. I actually started looking around, great internet, that this is because of people like her that I never dig into the angel subject. Yeah, I get it, Lena, I really do. And that's why I was looking around to see, when we get into any subject, we want to know more and more and more. Oops. So that's what I was doing. And I was finding people all over the world, but I was I was doing research on them to find out what they knew, what they did. And a lot of times I would ask, okay, were they trained by Doreen? Like, did they all go to the same school? And then I find, okay, she's got a school, she's got this, she's got that. But I look for the differences. What were their experiences and what are they doing? You know, so educate yourself. Don't buy into just one person. Learn to feel for yourself and know that you are not the only one out there. You're not alone. We all go through similar experiences no matter where we live in the world. I'm in a sistership circle right now that I just started, and we have people in Austria, Australia, England, the United States, France, and then me in Canada. We all have the same problems. We all have the same worries, and we have similar beliefs. We all go through and experience the same things, different times of our life, but we all go through it. So it's really cool. Let's see. Marlene says, people like different things. Not everyone likes Doreen Virtue. Yeah, but we're all free to like what we wish to like. We're all led to different people, places, and things. That's what I love about what we do. I do too. I do. Lena says, I was just giving my opinion. Other people do what they want. Yep. And that's cool because some people are for her, some people are against. And now that she's changed, I know there's a big uproar, and I'm not getting into it because I know I've seen some of the posts and I've seen what she says. And I am just going to take what I have learned from her and just keep doing what I do and keep learning and sharing. And that's my answer for it, I guess. I hate getting onto bandwagons with people because I will follow, you know, like for a while it was Dr. Phil, okay, for example. My mother used to go, I gotta get him. Now I can't stand what he says because I've immersed myself in stuff. For a while, Doreen virtually, yeah, okay, I've had enough. I've listened, you know, I've got what I needed. Learn from other people, get what you need, you know, and either, you know, move on, you know, and find other people, find other things. We all change. I changed my interests. Oh, I've got so many interests, but I changed them. And I find other people out there that are doing something similar. What are they doing? What are they doing? You know, for whatever subject it is. Right now I'm into herbs again. So that was it for that. I'm getting back into my aromatherapy. I've learned from lots of people. There is no right way, no wrong way. Just make sure you're not dangerous. Whether you're dangerous verbally, whether you're pushing your opinions on somebody like this is the only way to do it. I'm learning that it's not the only way to do it. Doreen's way is not the only way to do things. There's so many herbal books out there. There are so many aromatherapy books. Just know that when you're doing aromatherapy or herbs that you're not ingesting things that you shouldn't be. There are some that you can take straight, like the aromatherapy. You can put lavender, as long as you're not allergic to it, you can put that straight on your skin. There's tea tree oil. There's also helichrysum or helichrysum. I can't remember how you pronounce it properly. But those ones are safe. There's a few of them that are safe. There are some that are safe, like peppermint. You can put that in your tea, right? You can use either the extract you buy in the food store, or you can use the essential oil, just like 1 or 2 drops, okay? And I'm not a doctor. I'm going to say that right now before somebody can get into trouble. Just check. Always, no matter what you do, right? We're teaching our kids, you know, to be safe. So just make sure before you do anything to be safe. And that goes for who you follow. You know, you might like that person a lot for a while and then move on to somebody else. I know I do. So, yeah. So that was my speech for today in my workshop for you. I don't know if there's any more comments that I didn't get to see. Be careful with them around your pets. Yes. Dogs can tolerate essential oils more than cats. Cats, I think they can only tolerate, I think it's 4 of them. I have to double check. And I always double check before I tell you to do something. I will find it from my course, or I will check with somebody else that's certified and stuff too. And I always say, I'm not a doctor, but this is what I do, you know, or this I've tried is safe enough for me. If I don't feel something is safe, I will go to the store and buy whatever concoction they have. But I like to make my own stuff. I really just like knowing what I've put into it. So yeah, so did anybody have any questions or any comments that I can answer that I may have missed? I think I've kept up with most of them. I see lots of comments up there. And nothing on here. Oh, Rachel's commented on something, but I don't know if it's in here. I'm just checking. No, that had nothing to do with us. So that's okay. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And I just wanted to say that I'm so passionate about what I do. I have created a free gift for you, and that for all of the members of this community too. And this free gift, honestly, it's a little piece of me that I did a few years ago. It was actually a homework assignment, and I've listened to it over, and I thought, you know, that is the perfect thing to give to you guys. And it is a meditation that I did, and I included waves in the background from when I went away to Mexico a few years ago, because like I knew I wanted to take a piece of that with me home, besides the sand that I took. Apparently you're not allowed to do that, but I took a little Ziploc baggie home. And so I incorporate that in there, and it's just a nice quiet meditation. You can hear a little bit of screws, but it's a little piece of me. So sometimes it's hard for me to share like really personal stuff. So I'm doing that today with you. Okay, that's my big come out of the closet thing, I guess I can say. So when you're listening to that, it helps you to get into the zone or into the vibration of receiving messages from your angels. And I do have a link for you. Let me just get this up and see. Oops. Actually, look at that. Ooh, I did it. I think we actually stayed on without the internet cutting off. I upgraded my internet for anybody that's followed me. So there's that. Let's see will that work. Yes, it went. Okay. So you may have to highlight. No, it's done it now. Awesome. Awesome. Everything's working great today. So that is, it says MailChimp MP. Okay, that's the MailChimp. Just click on that link, and when you put your email in and your name, then you'll get an email back to saying thanks, you're on the list, and then you will get. It may not come right away because I tested it out the other day, and sometimes there's a delay in it, but you will get it. If not, say, hey, Pam, I didn't get my freebie and I want it. So do that. Just get a hold of me, and you can get a hold of me on Facebook, and my page on Facebook is Oceana Energy Healing, and I'm going to be doing some other groups. I have some hidden that I started a while ago, and when you're on my mail list, don't worry about me sharing anything because I hardly ever send anything out, but I am going to get better at that because I'm learning. Maybe people want to hear what I'm up to, because usually I'm going, what, people want to know when I went to the store? Like, what do they want to know, right? So I'm getting better at it. And I will let you know actually about my upcoming radio show, like I was talking about earlier. I have a course actually called Angel Signs and Symbols, and I'm going to be redoing that. I did it as a Facebook group last year, and it was so much fun. It really was. Every Monday I give you a symbol or a sign to watch for. Okay, you plant it in your head, and then all that week, you just go about your business, and that week you just notice when it happens. And it's so cool because on Fridays we would get together, the people that were in the group, we would get together and we would share what happened, usually about Friday afternoon. I try and time it for the people that are in the group because there's people on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast Pacific time. So I try and do it maybe about 5 o'clock at night on Fridays. And that's if you want to come. You don't have to, but it's a paid group. It's really a nominal fee because it's just for fun. There really isn't homework. It's something to distract you from those crappy days at work or out in the public or whatever. It gives you an uplift. And then I think I said upcoming courses. And then I've got upcoming circles in the fall. I've been revamping things and I get so many ideas. So that's why I probably never get these emails out. So have fun. I hope you guys learned a lot today. I've got so many things I forget that I have so many things that I can teach people. I'm like, oh, maybe they already know that. So let me know if you want to know more, and I would be glad to do some more workshops. And I am going to be doing, like I said, a new group, and I'm also going to do a Pamela Jones page on that, so you can keep up with me. And my Oceana Energy Healing one is also labeled Energetically Speaking from my radio show, just so you know. Well, Holly, I love you too. You're fabulous too. And Marlene, you're very welcome. Lynn, yay, thank you. Lena, thank you. You're very welcome for the info and the link. Patricia, yes, more workshop. Let me know. I love doing these. Once I get calmed down before we start, it's like every radio show, I knew I was doing the right thing because I would get so excited before I did them, and we had so many listeners. It was so cool. You're very welcome, Marissa. The information. Emily, love you guys. And Kai, love you guys too. Thank you guys all for showing up. I know it's probably kind of early, and I was terrible at advertising. I know that's my downfall, and I'm going to get better at that. If it was soaps and lotions, I got it covered. I can advertise like that and educate. So let's see, Lena, you changed my view on the angel subject. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, share privately with me if you want for what it was before, if you want. And yeah, Kai, you're welcome. Everybody, you're welcome. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I feel so much better because I was so nervous today before I did this. I don't know why, but Christina has got all of us this week. There's 15 of us, in case you've missed any others. We are all doing it in the Heart-Centered Spiritual Biz Support Facebook group. And everybody's got a freebie. Some people might have a discount on a course. There might be some draws. I have to check on all of that. But we are all having so much fun. And this is practice for us to get in front of that camera and just do it. And so I did it. But thank you so much. I am going to blow out the candle and end this for today. See, that was a good one. Make sure if you do anything with candles, I have a wooden table. I'll show a picture of that one day, what I did when I forgot one day. So thank you, and I am going to end this now.